after extensive investigations under the Honorable James J. Delaney of New York, way back some years ago, 1952, questioned the safety of fluoridation and urged caution. And above all, they emphasized the need for more research, even before anyone would consider fluoridation. To all this, we most heartily do agree. The proponents of fluoridation have not produced this.
Insurance, care, viability for military service. By altering that information, by changing those data, by purloining those data, I essentially changed the you of you. And I can do that in very subtle and insidious ways. Furthermore, I can do that on a variety of different levels that can affect key individuals, so that in fact your medical record changes to thereby render you incapable, or at least
research. The safety of fluoridation still needs to be proved, and we have made this a film from over 24,000 photographs in continuity under the microscope at intervals of exactly 39 seconds between each film, brings you this demonstration of toxic effects of fluoridation.
invalid to be able to serve in a way you're serving, or I can do that on a much larger scale, groups, populations. And if I change those data, I change the way you're being regarded and treated. And I can do that in one of two ways. I can do it in such a way that you're going to be regarded in a negative sense, or I can do that in such a way that I'm going to treat you incorrectly.
We have only begun our research into the effects of drinking fluoridated water. We ask for your support.
Did you know that in the United States, over 60% of all municipal water supplies have sodium fluoride added to them?
If I say, for example, you have a particular allergy or you have a particular disorder, you will be treated for that, and that could then harm your health and your stability in both a short wars approach as well as a long wars approach. The brain is the current and future battle space.
And you mentioned that you are convinced that this could still be going on today. What other kind of experiments do you think?
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't aware of that fact, because we don't receive any kind of notification on our water bill. We don't get any kind of notice that we have to sign off on. We're not told at all. And we're definitely not given the option to opt out. Keep in mind, this is the same substance that when added to toothpaste requires a warning label. Now, if you use fluoridated toothpaste,
the CIA could be doing today?
Well, I would say intelligence agencies around the world probably have Manchurian candidate sleepers operative today, and they're using a whole range of techniques to control and create.
Just take a look at the back. Now, you'll find a warning that says something like this. Warning, keep out of reach of children under 6 years of age. If you accidentally swallow more than used for brushing, seek professional help or contact poison control immediately. Now, they're required to put that label on there for a reason. Fluoride is established as a poison.
Which is, in terrorist organizations, there's going to be the religious doctrine part of it, but it's the basic mind control programming technology that we've known about for decades. You control a person's life space, control the information flow, talk to them, convince them, frighten.
And at high enough doses, it can kill you. Now, what they don't talk about is the effects with low exposures, and that's what I'm going to go over in this video. Now, I've spent quite a bit of time researching this subject, and I made a collection of links to established medical papers, to the abstracts at least, and I'm going to be posting them.
Terrorize them, soften them up with hypnosis, drugs, which can be IV drugs or drugs by mouth. So it's a whole range of different techniques. It's not just one thing.
Was here not so long ago on a tragic night that has many wondering what could make a man snap.
So I recommend that if you have any doubts about the facts that I'm talking about here, that you check the links and verify for yourself, because I'm not making this up. Now, the official justification for fluoridating the water supply is to lower the occurrence of cavities in the population. Now, if you do
and lose control.
Kind of my last words. It's really unfortunate that I have to make this video. See, I am a victim of covert harassment.
serious research on the subject, you'll find that there's no strong empirical evidence linking the fluoridation of a water supply and the reduction of cavities in the population at all. However, there are studies showing the adverse effects of drinking that same fluoride over a long period of time. And before we go into
and electronic harassment and gang stalking. I'm what's called a targeted individual.
On November 20th, 2014, 31-year-old Myron May walks into Strozier Library on the campus of Florida State University and opens fire. 3 people are injured.
any of the specifics, I want you to stop and think about it for a second yourself, just on a simple common sense level. Does it make sense to drink fluoride to help your teeth? I mean, most people already use fluoridated toothpaste, and then you're applying the fluoride directly.
May tries to leave campus, and a shootout with police in front of the library ends violently. The medical examiner confirming May was shot 24 times by police.
6:03, and we continue with a deadly school shooting, and we're learning more about what confessed gunman Nicholas Cruz told investigators.
Where it belongs, supposedly, and directly to the teeth. Now, if you're drinking water, it's passing over your teeth, but the majority of the concentration is going to end up in your system. You're actually going to be ingesting it. So it's kind of like drinking sunscreen to help prevent a sunburn. Now, if you think I'm a lone extremist here, I want you to consider this. I'm going to read off a list of countries which have officially banned water fluoridation.
during an 11-hour interrogation. The transcript is more than 200 pages long.
And while it was heavily redacted, we've learned that Cruz told the BSO detective that he heard a demon in his head.
That police shooting down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
China, Austria, Belgium, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, Japan. Now, this definitely isn't a comprehensive list. It's 98% of European countries which have banned fluoridation. And there's probably other countries that I just wasn't able to find information on. Now, if water fluoridation was actually effective,
as we said, 3 police officers were killed, 3 others were wounded when they were ambushed by a gunman who was dressed in all black.
That suspect who was killed by other officers at the scene has now been identified as Gavin Long. He's a former Marine whose 29th birthday was Sunday, the day of this attack.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet, Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York. Stop